The story continues with Xiaoyan arriving in the city of Yi and standing in front of the main gate of the Yi clan. At this moment, the main gate of the Yi clan opens, and the most surprising thing for Xiaoyan's group is the absence of any guards at the entrance. Moreover, the thick door shows signs of damage. Xinlan's expression unconsciously changes when she sees the damaged door. She then increases her speed and rushes inside. At this moment, Xiaoyan masks himself and leads Xiao, Yixian, and Tian Hu Zunji slowly inside. Shortly after, they reach a hall and hear a tense conversation. The first elder of the Yi clan, who is Xinlan's grandfather, is there. Xiaoyan then asks Xinlan who these people are. Xinlan quickly explains that they are people from the Black Fire sect, a powerful faction in the Pill region. Their sect is located quite close to the city of Yi, and they have been eyeing it for some time. Unexpectedly, they finally dared to break in and act like this. The two people in front are the Black Demon Twin Evil, and they are very strong and have a high reputation. Even now, her grandfather is not a match for either of them. Xiaoyan nods slightly, as this is the first time he has heard about the Black Fire sect. Soon, they hear the conversation between Xinlan's grandfather, named Yi Zhang, and the two people from the Black Fire sect, named Zhao Hai and Qin Mo. The conversation starts with the people from the Black Fire sect telling Yi Zhang that the Black Fire sect is one of the 5 great clans in the Pill region. This time, they have come to incorporate the Yi clan under their clan by the order of the Black Fire sect leader. If Yi Zhang surrenders, the Black Fire sect will not treat them badly, and they will still have a place to survive in the city of Yi. However, if they do not comply, they should be aware of what the Black Fire sect will do. In response, Yi Zhang immediately widens his eyes and shouts that all of that is just a dream. Along with Yi Zhang's shout, everyone in the Yi clan's faces fills with anger. Then, one of the men from the Black Fire sect immediately says that if that's the case, they should accept these coffins if they don't want to comply. On the other hand, Xiaoyan frowns when he sees the number of coffins brought out. It exceeds the number of Yi clan members currently in the hall. These extra coffins might be prepared for Xinlan, but these people do not know that Xinlan has been following Xiaoyan for the past few days. Xinlan, besides Xiaoyan, tightly clenches her fists but is unable to do anything. Moments later, her expression suddenly dims as she truly cannot do anything with her current strength. She then turns to Xiaoyan and pleads with him to help the Yi clan, willing to do anything as long as her clan is safe. Xiaoyan immediately turns to Xinlan, who is filled with a pitiful and genuinely hopeful expression. Xiao Yixian, noticing this, quickly shakes her head and asks Xinlan to remain calm. This isn't the first day she has known Xiaoyan. Does she not know Xiaoyan's character? Hearing this, Xiaoyan promptly says that since he once promised to help Xinlan, he will naturally do so. On the other side, one of the elders from the Black Fire sect quickly says that they should hand over the city of Yi and the ancient Sun Fire altar from the Yi clan. The Black Fire sect will not do anything so cruel. He gives Yi Zhang 5 minutes to think about it. The lives of all the elders and the younger generation in the Yi clan will be determined by Yi Zhang's decision. Yi Zhang's face becomes increasingly grim, and the atmosphere in the hall grows tense with silence. The short 5 minutes almost pass, followed by a wide grin from the 2 men earlier, who say that since this is the end Yi Zhang wants, they should not blame them. But before they act, a startling voice is heard from the entrance of the hall. A young man with a voice like a wave says, in 3 breaths, "Remove all these coffins, or they will contain your own corpses." Zhao Hai and Qin Mo, dressed in black, are shocked by such an arrogant voice, and their expressions darken when they see that it is just a young man with a 2-star Du Zong acting so brazenly. Their gazes immediately turn dark and cold, and they slowly order their troops to kill the young man. The Black Fire sect troops surge their Dao Qi out of their bodies. The young man, calm while walking, suddenly releases a green flame from his body, forming a fire shield. As soon as the brutal attacks from the Black Fire sect people make contact, they instantly vanish. The Black Fire sect troops cannot even stop the young man's steps, who turns out to be the handsome Xiaoyan. The green flame emanating from Xiaoyan's body truly leaves them in awe, and they unconsciously shout, "Heavenly Flame." Wild joy and greed suddenly appear in their eyes upon seeing the heavenly flame released by Xiaoyan. The Black Fire sect is famous for its fire affinity, and they naturally have a good understanding of the heavenly flame. Zhao Hai and Qin Mo exchange glances and then launch an attack towards Xiaoyan. Seeing this, Xiaoyan simply says again that the time of 3 breaths has ended. Along with Xiaoyan's words, the space in front of him suddenly distorts and an old figure appears, casually swinging his sleeve toward the 2 attackers. The mighty and terrifying force penetrates space, gently colliding with Zhao Hai and Qin Mo's chest without causing any ripples. Their bodies are immediately repelled, rolling on the ground before finally crashing into the hard wall, and the sound of breaking bones is clearly heard. The entire hall falls silent, with all eyes fixed on the elderly figure beside Sioyan. With just a wave of his hand, the two experts at the peak of 6-star Duzong were defeated so pitifully without any resistance. Yishong is stunned as he sees this old figure and wonders if he is an elite Daozun. Thoughts immediately cross his mind, wondering since when the Yi clan had interactions with such a powerful expert. Yishong finally recalls something and looks towards the gate, seeing Sinlan, and then suddenly shifts his gaze to Xiaoyan. Although his appearance has been slightly altered, Yichong can still see a bit of familiarity. Thoughts cross his mind again, and he immediately wonders if he is Xiaoyan from back then. At this moment, Yichong is truly shocked. After previously encountering such a strong puppet and an elite Daozun walking beside Xiaoyan, Yichong now fully realizes that the Yi clan was truly blinded and almost offended such a great being. Meanwhile, on the other side, Xiao Hai and Qin Mo, now battered and filled with bitterness, are ordered by Xiaoyan to leave and never return. If they remain stubborn, Xiaoyan and the others will head to the Black Fire sect and won't hesitate to destroy them. Xiaoyan then reminds them not to forget to take the items they had brought. The two remain silent, not daring to say anything. They help each other up and quickly remove all the coffins they had brought earlier. After they leave, the hall returns to silence, with everyone still a bit shocked. The silence is soon broken when Sinlan rushes into the hall and asks her grandfather if he is okay. Yishong takes a deep breath and then shakes his head before his eyes land on Xiaoyan. He bows and clasps his hands together, thanking Xiaoyan for saving them. He then continues to apologize and begs Xiaoyan not to take their previous disrespect to heart. Hearing the name just mentioned by Yizhong, some clan members are immediately surprised, especially some elders of the Yi clan who had exchanged blows with Xiaoyan back then. Their eyes widen in shock as they look at Xiaoyan, and their expressions quickly turn to shame. Xiaoyan simply waves his hand as he is too lazy to utter polite words. Instead, he states his intention that he has come to the Yi clan, this time to borrow the ancient Sun Flame altar, and asked if Elder Yizhong would lend it to him. Yizhong immediately glanced at Sinlan beside him when he heard this. He quickly nods to Xiaoyan and says that Master Xiaoyan has saved his Yi clan today. Even though the ancient Sunflame altar cannot be lent to outsiders according to clan rules, it seems today that lending the altar is a form of reward for Xiaoyan's help. In response, Xiaoyan simply nods, and Yishong instructs the clan members to clean the Grand Hall before personally leading Xiaoyan's group deeper into Yi clan's residence. In short, they arrive at a very deserted, rocky open ground. In the middle of this open field is a somewhat ancient altar. The large stones used to build this altar are filled with traces of time, clearly indicating that this altar has existed for a long time. Xiaoyan immediately approaches the altar and can feel that the closer he gets, the hotter and purer the energy around him becomes. Many rays of light-like substances descend from the sky and are reflected by the smooth stone walls, finally gathering above a dense black stone tablet. Shortly after, Yichong explains that there is a hole connected deep underground beneath the stone tablet. Some heart flame seeds will escape when the stone tablet is shifted. This will then gather the sunlight and eventually form the sun flame. Of course, this was the case in the past. Xiaoyan, noticing Yizhong's sad expression, quickly asked what has happened. Yichong sighed and said that for the past few years, a heart flame seeds had rarely escaped from the hole. Therefore, it is impossible to gather the sunlight and form the sun flame. Xiaoyan slightly nods as he doesn't need to rely on the sun flame for any purpose. What he wants to do is to borrow the natural and pure energy from this place to suppress the wretched, poisoned body of Xiao Yixian. Xiaoyan immediately turns to Xiao Yixian and asks her to enter the altar. Xiao Yixian nods and enters. After that, Xiaoyan summons the Earth Demon puppet and then turns to Tian Huzunji, asking him to guard both of them and not let anyone disturb them. Tian Huzunji nods as Xiaoyan walks towards the altar. Xiaoyan then looked at Xiao Yixian and said that the time had come and they must start immediately. Xiao Yixian nodded, then sat cross-legged and closed her eyes. Meanwhile, Xiaoyan recalled Yizhong's words and shifted the stone tablet. Instantly, a head-sized black hole appeared before Xiaoyan's eyes. Simultaneously, the stone walls around the altar began to move. They gradually formed a circular stone wall around Xiaoyan and Xiao Yixian. As the stone walls formed, more sunlight rays reflected off the mirror-like stone walls, eventually gathering in the hole in the ground, shining brightly and blindingly. At the same time, Xiao Yixian's brows furrowed as she felt the sunlight gather, causing a burning sensation when it landed on her body. Noticing this, Xiaoyan immediately comforted Xiao Yixian, telling her not to panic. Then, Xiaoyan waved his hand and a crystal filled with wild and violent energy appeared before him. This crystal was the monster core of the sky-poisoned dragon scorpion beast. Xiaoyan then produced a snow-white jade box from which a faint cold aura seeped out. The box contained the Bodhisattva body transformation saliva. Xiaoyan turned to Xiao Yixian and informed her that he would use 3 types of heavenly flames to force the poison key in her body into a specific location. The process would be extremely painful, but Xiao Yixian had to endure it. If they couldn't pass this step, the remaining steps couldn't be started. Xiao Yixian, seeing Xiaoyan's serious expression, gently nodded. She knew Xiaoyan had spent several years trying to help her resolve this issue. Now that everything was prepared, she was determined to endure, no matter how painful it might be. Xiaoyan took a deep breath and said he needed to unlock the seal within Xiao Yixian's body to fully release her willful poison body. Xiao Yixian nodded, and Xiaoyan's expression turned more serious as he asked her to remove her clothes to begin the unsealing process. Xiao Yixian was momentarily shocked by Xiaoyan's request, and a blush quickly spread across her beautiful face. But seeing Xiaoyan's serious and emotionless expression, she sighed. After all, this person had seen her body multiple times before, and she didn't mind letting him see it again. Finally, Xiao Yixian gently removed her clothes while sighing. Despite his strong will, Xiaoyan's eyes unconsciously flickered when he saw the beautiful curves of Xiao Yixian's body, which resembled a Spanish guitar. However, he quickly dismissed his impure thoughts and refocused his mind. A green flame formed at Xiaoyan's fingertip, and he pressed it against Xiao Yixian's abdomen. White smoke immediately emerged, leaving a pale scar as wave after wave of terrifying gray poisonous mist erupted from her body as the seal rapidly faded. Shortly, the dense black ring on Xiaoyan's finger vibrated, and a thick white liquid slowly surged. Xiaoyan grabbed the dense white liquid and merged it into the green jade flame. The 3 types of flames underwent drastic changes upon contact, but Xiaoyan had mastered such changes. He spent only a moment before successfully merging the 3 flames. A pure white-green flame formed from the fusion of the 3 heavenly flames enveloping Xiao Yixian's body. The gray poisonous gas frantically scattered before returning to Xiao Yixian's body. Xiaoyan then directed the heavenly flame into Xiao Yixian's body to chase the gray poisonous gas. After a long while, Xiaoyan gently sighed, feeling the poisonous gas gathering under the pursuit of the heavenly flame. Xiaoyan quickly grabbed the monster core from the sky-poisoned dragon scorpion beast and placed it on Xiao Yixian's lower abdomen. The crystal had just touched Xiao Yixian's skin when it strangely emitted an unusual light before slowly merging into her skin. Xiaoyan's expression grew even more serious as the monster core entered Xiao Yixian's abdomen. He glanced at the jade box beside him, and a suction force drew the jade box to him. He slowly opened the jade box, and a pale white liquid immediately flowed out. Xiaoyan wrapped and purified the liquid with the green jade flame in his hand. After a while, the liquid stopped moving, and Xiaoyan sighed in relief. He then extracted the Bodhisattva body transformation saliva from the flame after the purification was complete. However, Xiaoyan was shocked to see many emerald green dust-like particles gradually revealed in the liquid. Xiaoyan immediately wondered if these were Bodhisattva seeds. Xiaoyan realized that Bodhisattva seeds were similar to the Bodhisattva heart, which originated from the ancient Bodhisattva tree. Legend had it that one could sense the Bodhisattva heart by obtaining the Bodhisattva body transformation saliva, and it seemed to be true. However, the Bodhisattva body transformation saliva mentioned in the legend should be the Bodhisattva seeds. This was because Xiaoyan had never felt anything about the Bodhisattva heart's presence while carrying the Bodhisattva body transformation saliva. Finally, Xiaoyan, filled with joy, quickly placed the Bodhisattva seeds into the jade box beside him. He then took the emerald green liquid and applied it to Xiao Yixian's lower abdomen. The liquid was quickly absorbed into Xiao Yixian's body within a few breaths, spreading throughout her body. Xiaoyan immediately felt delighted as he sensed the life force rapidly emanating from Xiao Yixian's body. Soon, Xiaoyan murmured that the next step was to resolve the poison energy of the willful poison body. Focusing again, Xiaoyan curved his fingers and quickly pressed them onto Xiao Yixian's lower abdomen. Instantly, turmoil erupted within Xiao Yixian's body, and Xiaoyan's expression became more serious. He shouted, commanding Xiao Yixian to circulate her Dao Qi and suppress the poisonous gas. Xiaoyan then instructed her to transform the poisonous gas into a poison dan. The poison dan was a method for purifying the poison from the willful poison body. Xiao Yixian regained consciousness upon hearing Xiaoyan shout. She hurriedly circulated her Dao Qi, following the method described in the Poison Dan technique. Gradually, Xiao Yixian began to suppress the formidable poisonous gas within her body. Soon, all the poisonous gas in her body entered the monster's core. Upon contact with the monster's core, the poisonous gas started to erode, indicating that it had weakened. Xiaoyan sighed in relief, realizing this, though a wave of exhaustion quickly swept over him. His limbs soon collapsed as he released his tension. Everything seemed to be progressing smoothly, and now all Xiaoyan had to do was wait for Xiao Yixian to absorb all the poisonous gas. Once the Poison Dan was formed, the woeful poison body would be entirely under Xiao Yixian's control. After years of effort, Xiaoyan had finally fulfilled his promise to Xiao Yixian. Meanwhile, in an icy region far from East City, a conversation took place. An old man spoke to TNG, questioning why he returned alone when he had left with 54 men. He asked if this was how TNG accounted for the mission assigned to him. In response, TNG quickly apologized to the Valley Chief, explaining that it was due to a misunderstanding in a report. There was an elite Dao Zun in the group, and he was lucky to have escaped. A ripple appeared in the eyes of the figure on the throne, who then asked how many stars Dao Zun possessed. TNG hesitated briefly before saying that the person should only be a one-star Dao Zun. Otherwise, he would not have been able to escape. The figure on the throne nodded and stated that the esteemed self must acquire the woeful poison body. If it was only a one-star Dao Zun, he was not qualified to make the esteemed self back down. The man then asked TNG if he knew where the group had gone. TNG could only shake his head, causing the figure on the throne to frown. A cold aura immediately surged from his body, making TNG tremble. Soon a voice spoke, assuring Bing Zumji not to worry, as it knew where the group was. Bing Zumji turned toward the source of the voice and was shocked to see a human figure formed from a cloud of smoke. Realizing it was someone from the Hall of Souls, he greeted the rare guest of the Ice River Valley. In response, the black figure mentioned that someone in the group was a target of the Hall of Souls. Since they shared a common goal, they might join forces this time. Bing Zumji stood up, a terrifying aura surging from his body, and declared that the woeful poison body belonged to the Ice River Valley. As for the other person, they would be handed over to the Hall of Souls. Hearing this, the black figure laughed and remarked that if that was the case, he hoped they could cooperate well. Meanwhile, on the other side of the region, at the far edge of the Pill Realm, ripples began to form in a wormhole. Soon, numerous human figures burst forth from space, bringing with them a strong killing aura that caused the open ground to fall silent instantly. Everyone was stunned as they saw the black-clad figures. Those with keener sight were shocked to realize that the weakest among these black figures were of the Du Huan class. Their hearts began to race as their eyes shifted to the two old men in black who were leading the group. Not long after, the experts below the Du Zong level knelt while the elite Dao Zuns bowed their heads to welcome someone. Everyone was astounded to realize that this terrifying formation was something they were witnessing for the first time in years. They were eager to know which supreme authority possessed such might. Likely, not even the three valleys and two sects had such power. Soon, a beautiful figure in green attire stepped out, training the empty air under everyone's astonished gazes. Sutter smiled and murmured to herself that as long as she was around Xiaoyan, anyone who dared to touch him would be killed by her. Back to Xiaoyan and Xiao Yixian, who were still undergoing the purification process from the poisonous gas. Xiaoyan turned to the deep hole and stared into it. Xiaoyan wondered if there was a fire seed within the bottomless hole. He waved his hand and a suction force surged forth, but Xiaoyan found nothing. After several attempts with increasing suction power, Xiaoyan finally obtained a tiny cluster of fire seed. Soon, ripples formed as the fire seed made contact with sunlight, producing warm white flames in front of Xiaoyan's eyes. Xiaoyan immediately wondered if this was the so-called solar fire. A thought suddenly crossed his mind. He wanted to see if this solar fire could enhance his fire creation skills. Finally, Xiaoyan absorbed the solar fire into his body, and the glazed lotus heart flame surged out, easily refining it. The flame then merged with the small life transformation flame inside Xiaoyan's body. Soon, excitement welled up in Xiaoyan's heart as he clearly felt the fire seed growing significantly. He tried once more to draw from the bottomless hole, but found nothing. In the end, Xiaoyan closed his eyes and his spiritual power entered the hole. He was shocked to sense the terrifying wild energy of the fire inside. Deciding not to proceed further, Xiaoyan chose to retreat, but just as he was about to pull back, he was startled by a cluster of red beads embedded in a red liquid. Xiaoyan immediately recognized these as core beads, also known as core fire beads. These were a type of energy bead formed from the essence of energy found deep underground over countless years. Excitement flashed across Xiaoyan's face as he thought that if he could obtain it, it would serve as a deadly trump card.